Indiana Governor Mike Braun has responded to concerns over his changes to the IU Board of Trustees. A last-minute change to the budget bill gave Governor Braun complete control over the board earlier this year. CBS 4 State House reporter Hannah Adamson spoke with the governor about his decision.
After Governor Mike Braun had previously stated he would allow all IU board members to complete their respective terms, he decided to change course this week, replacing 3 of those board members with picks of his own.
You can't believe the number of individuals that came forward wanting to be considered in those slots.
This week, Governor Braun removed all 3 alumni selected members from the IU Board of Trustees, replacing them with more politically charged candidates who better align with his own values.
With that kind of enthusiasm and the fact that it really didn't make a lot of difference one way or the other, did make the decision to go ahead and do it.
One of those appointees, James Bopp Jr., is a leading conservative lawyer who played a big role in Braun's gubernatorial campaign last year. Braun says he chose Bopp in large part to fix what he sees as a silencing of conservative voices on campus.
And it's making it clear that it ought to be a place where all views are listened to and that you don't try to squelch anything based upon what your point of view might be.
But State Representative Matt Pierce, who represents Bloomington, says the move silences other voices. Adding one of the removed members, Vivian Winston, spoke out about the university's handling of protests in the wake of the October 7th attacks.
I think it's a little bit perplexing that the legislature felt the need to remove these alumni trustees. Is really only 1 out of 3 of those alumni trustees were speaking out publicly.
In a statement, former board member Donna Spear says in part, quote, "The unceremonious way in which I and other members were removed notwithstanding, the university is strong and vibrant and will continue to thrive. Now is the time for alumni to become more actively engaged in the life of the university."
It's a very dangerous time for the university because the legislature has significantly cut the budget of all the universities. And the question is, will those new members of the board be pushing to eliminate departments that they don't like?
Last month, the ACLU of Indiana announced it was suing Governor Braun over the issue, claiming the provision in the budget bill giving him total control of the board was unconstitutional. That case is still pending. Reporting from the Indiana State House, I'm Hannah Adamson.
Today, Governor Braun